What is going on, everybody? This is James Krasnerick, and I'm back for another episode of Real Steel Sports live on Spreaker Web Radio. Well, it's about that time again, everybody. The NFL season is upon us. Thursday night will be the first regular season football game since last December, and the first actual meaningful football game since February 1st. The Pittsburgh Steelers, my team, will be heading north to take on the defending Super Bowl champions, Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. Oh boy. It's kind of funny because I work 3 to 8 tomorrow, so I'm going to get off just in time to go up to my home and watch the game. So, without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and talk about this game. Now, last year, the Steelers finished 11-5, first in the AFC North. And if you look what they did, they made some tremendous strides, particularly on offense. The 7th highest scoring offense in the league and the highest scoring team in Steelers history, scoring 436 points. As for the defense, well, that finished well below the standards we set by the Steelers. They were 18th in points allowed, 27th against the pass, but a respectable 6th against the run. Now, here's the thing about the New England Patriots. Of course, 12-4 Super Bowl champs, what can you say? Their offense consistent again, 4th in the league in scoring with 468 points, 8th in the league in defensive points allowed at 313. But, a little bit of an asterisk next to that. No Darrelle Revis and no Brandon Browner this year, so their secondary is going to be feeling it a little bit. They were 9th against the pass. They were actually 17th against the pass and 9th against the rush, so, not too bad of a defense. But again, they have a lot of guys that are going to be out, that weren't there, that are not going to be there for this game. So it's going to be tough on them. Now, the way that I see it, the Steelers have always had one glaring problem against the Patriots. It's the way their defense is structured. The Steeler defense, when they blitz, they love to bring their heat from the edge rushes with their outside linebackers. Let the front three take up the offensive line, and let the Steelers pass rushers do the rest. That plays right into the Patriots' hands. The Patriots have made a living out of carving up the Pittsburgh Steelers. And if you really look at it statistically, Tom Brady in his career against the Steelers has just been unflappable. I mean, the fact that he's already beaten us in 2 AFC title games, and I do want to say this about Deflategate before I go much further, is that while I may or may not disagree with the decision, I'm happy it's over because it was kind of bullshit. It was taking up that much of the news anyway. But the one thing I did want to say is that even as a Steeler fan, a part of me is kind of okay with Brady getting off for the simple fact that it puts a dent in Roger Goodell's power as the commissioner. And now people are starting to look at it, particularly the owners, and think, maybe we need to reevaluate Roger Goodell's abilities here as the end-all, be-all, if-all of the player suspension thing. So let's go ahead and look at what Tom Brady has historically done to the Pittsburgh Steelers. A defense that you can argue for the last maybe, 10, 11, 12 years, actually really through pretty much halfway through pretty much all of the Cowher era into the most of the early Tomlin era, was giving up about, 16, 17 points a game? So let's average out exactly what Tom Brady's career was doing against the Steelers. And I'm also going to factor in the 2 AFC championship games as well. So, in all, 9 games, Tom Brady's teams averaged 31 points a game against the Steelers. They just carve us up. They really just carve us up. And I'm not really looking forward to that, being a Steeler fan, because of the fact I respect Brady and know as a fan of the opposing team what he's capable of. But damn, what he's capable of is going to be really, really hard to overcome because the Steelers have always had problems against Brady. And I really don't look for them to be resolved too much in this upcoming game because if you look at it, the Steelers' secondary is probably in as much disarray as it's ever been. with the retirements of Troy Polamalu and the retirements of Ike Taylor, if you look at the defensive starting lineup, it leaves a lot to be desired. The cornerbacks, Cortez Allen and William Gay. Cortez Allen was horrible last year before he got benched. William Gay had a very respectable year, returning 3 interceptions for touchdowns. Mike Mitchell, I think, could be a good player in our system if they used him right. And Shamarko Thomas has shown a little bit of promise as a young, strong safety. But as of right now, the Steelers do have to leave a lot to be desired at the secondary, and it's not going to really get better anytime soon. If anything, this is going to be a huge test for this defense because they've never, ever gone up against a quarterback like Tom Brady, this unit. They've gone against some good ones, but their starting linebackers, James Harrison, Jarvis Jones. James Harrison is used to it, and so is Lawrence Timmons. But Ryan Shazier and Jarvis Jones have never really had a chance to go against Brady as much. That's going to be a new experience. Stephon Tuitt, Steve McClendon, Cameron Hayward. We're going to have to see what these guys are made of because it's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens on the Steelers' back end whenever they have to deal with Tom Brady and his options. The biggest problem is Rob Gronkowski because Gronkowski had himself a good game in the Super Bowl against the Seattle team that features Pro Bowl linebackers in Bobby Wagner and who else? Do they have? They have Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas, two of the best two safeties in the league, as far as I'm concerned. And Rob Gronkowski had a good game. Now, I think the Steeler defense has the potential to be good, but acting on potential right now, they are really, really, really short-handed in terms of their depth. Like their second stringers, guys like Vince Williams and Sean Spence. It'll be interesting to see what Bud Dupree does when he gets out there. The first-round pick out of I think Kentucky it was. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens because they are going to have to really up their game going against Brady. Now, on the flip side, the Steelers going into New England, if you look at the offense that they have on paper, just looking at it from top to bottom just looks so rock solid. Marquise Pouncey could potentially come back, but he's out. Martavis Bryant is suspended because he's an idiot. He's out. Le'Veon Bell suspended because he's an idiot. He's out. They're not idiots. I'm just saying they made poor choices. Ben Roethlisberger has actually had some very good historical games against Brady's Patriots. And I would have to say right now that he's got a good chance to have a good game because I'm not particularly sold on the Patriots defense either because I think that they could be really good, but right now I'm not really too sold on them, particularly because of the fact that Brandon Browner and Darrelle Revis kind of left after 1 year. Chung and McCourty are their starting safeties. Fletcher and Butler are their starting cornerbacks. The Steelers have a very good chance at putting up some points against this Patriots defense. They really do have a chance, even with Bryant and Bell and Pouncey not playing. Because I think something that is kind of getting lost into this game is this. The Pittsburgh Steelers may be shorthanded without those guys, but I actually think they've got a real good chance to make some plays because, number one, you've got Antonio Brown, the best receiver in football. He's going to be extremely hard to deal with. Sammy Coates is a good young rookie receiver, is a great pickup in the draft. Heath Miller has always had good games against the Patriots, been able to go underneath. D'Angelo Williams is a very capable running back. Very capable. He was a Pro Bowler in Carolina, and in my opinion, can still carry the load for 2 games while Bell is on the sidelines. So yeah, I believe that the Steelers have the ability to put up some points. But I believe it's going to be really hard because of the fact that the Patriots have historically done so well against the Steelers, and Tom Brady's back. But here's the thing that really scares me. Brady is going to have, and the Patriots are going to have that us against the world mentality just like they did in 2007. Now, do they have the roster to do what they did in 2007? Oh my God, no. But they have the roster to really make a threat. They're definitely going to win their division, if you ask me. But if also, they're a scary-ass football team, and they're going to be angry as hell tomorrow night, and Brady's going to want to really kick some ass. So the Steelers are going to kind of be in a little bit of a pickle tomorrow, because I got a funny feeling the Patriots are going to come out and just want to put a whooping on them. Now, there are certain matchups that I do like. I do like Antonio Brown against the Patriots secondary. I love D'Angelo Williams how he has a chance. Because the Patriots have a good defense with 3 really good linebackers in Mayo, Collins, and Hightower. But their front 4, aside from Chandler Jones, I think is suspect. And I believe the Steelers' offensive line can make some plays and D'Angelo Williams can pick up some yardage. Ultimately, if Ben Roethlisberger doesn't have to throw 55 passes, the Steelers have the chance. If they can run the ball successfully, they'll win. Bottom line, if they can keep Brady on the sidelines and run the football, they'll win. And although D'Angelo Williams isn't as quick, as fast, as elusive as Le'Veon Bell, he is extremely tough to bring down. He is a beast. But ultimately, when I look at this scenario, I do not see a scenario in which the Steelers go into New England and get a victory. Now, the funny thing is that the Steelers, since 2008, I have predicted them to lose 14 times. The Steelers' records in those games are 11-3. So when I pick them to lose 11 out of the 14 times that I've done it, they've won. So go figure. But I think that this is one of those times where I don't think it's going to happen. Like, I've thought there were moments where the Steelers were maybe kind of in over their heads against certain opponents and were like, yeah, and they ended up pulling it out. This is different. They're going to go up into Foxborough without Bell and Blunt. Without Bell, without Bryant, and they're going up against an angry Patriots team. I know the Steelers' offense is going to look to click and to pretty much try to put away the salty memory of last season's postseason defeat. I do believe the Steelers have a chance, but it's a slim one. I'm thinking something along the lines of like 49-30. And that may seem a little rough, but think about it. I look at the Patriots as probably just going to pull away because they may have a couple of struggles early, but I think eventually after looking at the pictures and the footage of the game, I think the Patriots will put them away by the midway through the fourth quarter. I do, because it's not that I don't have faith in my team. It's not that I don't think they have a chance at winning. It's just that I know from experience the Steelers going into New England excuse me, is never a really good thing at all. But if you look at the last two times the Steelers have gone into New England and had to face against Brady, it's not been pretty. Let's look at all the times the Steelers have gone into New England to take on Brady. They went into New England in 2013 and lost 55-31. They went into New England in 2007 and lost 34-13. They hosted New England. New England hosted them in 2002 and beat them 30-14. Now, again, I know a lot of roster turnover, and there's hardly any of those guys still left. But the point remains the same. The Steelers going into New England when Brady's playing is such a horrible thing to overcome. It's dreadful. It's tough. It's nasty. So ultimately, I'm going to go with the Patriots to win Week 1, but I do believe the Steelers will bounce back. I mean, they've only got to do with being out without Bell for 2 games. Pouncey will be back soon. They're going to have Martavis Bryant after 4, and I only look for this team to just keep getting better and better. So while I think the Steelers will drop Week 1 against the Patriots, they'll play better as the year goes on. Ultimately, I think that the Patriots will win this game. Anyways, that's all I have to take care of on this topic. I'll be doing my full NFL season preview after this. So take care and have a good one, everybody.